All right, guys, before we get into the show, I'm talking about the Lawnmower 3.0. And I don't know if you can hear the buzzing, but I want to let you guys know I do not let pain kill my buzz. Now, Manscaped was nice enough to send me over a Lawnmower 3.0. No pain while you're grooming. I mean, this is a fine finished product, phenomenally built, solid, durable, lightweight. And I'm telling you guys, when you're shaving, literally no nicks and cuts. Get yourself one of these. And I'm going to give you guys a promo code for an amazing discount. So head on over to manscaped.com. I've also linked it below here on my YouTube channel. But I'm telling you guys, what a phenomenal product. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLION. I know that's a fitting name. You know, you see my shower rants all the time on Instagram. I just thought I'd, call it Shower Lion. So upon checkout, guys, when you get your Lawnmower 3.0, use promo code Shower Lion. You're going to be very, very happy with the product. And like I said, I'm testing it here out on my arm, and I'm really putting in some pressure here. And again, no pain. Well-built product, manscaped.com. Use promo code Shower Lion upon checkout. Let's get to the show. Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. Welcome to Saturday DFS Show. I'm going to give you guys all of the optimal players to draft for Draftkings and Fanduel in your lineups. Going to give you all the optimal plays and, of course, some value plays at each position. I like this episode because I'm really fully immersed in DFS. Now, I got to tell you a quick story here. I was playing the game. I think it was the Bills and the Titans. That's the game. And I was doing the 5-player and then the one player that's kind of like a multi-flex, and you get basically 1.5 multiplier on him is what I'm trying to say here. So you got 5 players, and basically the top player is like your top guy. He gets more points. So I had Tannehill on top. I had a great lineup. I think there was 132,000 plus people in this GPP, guaranteed prize pool. And basically, I had a great lineup, basically. So my lineup was good. I had like 96 or 97 points. The person that won 72,000, I think there was 4 or 5 of them, their point difference was around 112 to 113. So it's around a 15, 16 point difference between a $20 winning compared to a $72,000 winning. It was absolutely insane. Like I had Tannehill as a top point getter on top, which was the 1.5 multiplier. I had a great lineup, and then sure enough, I only end up with $20. And mind you, I was 5,000th place out of 132,000. So I beat 125,000 plus people and only got $20. So sometimes it's really tough to win those GPPs, and you got to be perfect. And it's not really based on your skill. It's purely luck. I mean, you got to have some skill. Like I knew Tannehill would have a good game, so I put him as my top guy. But it's really, really tough. Sometimes it's better, you go to those smaller pool games, single entry. But if you're into the multi-entry GPPs with 100,000 plus people, it's very hard to win. But again, I'm one of those guys, all in. I don't like to win small, pots of, I like to win huge pools, right? So anyway, I just had to share that story with you. It is tough no matter how hard you play. So sometimes it's good to take risks, put it out there. And again, always play within your limits, okay? So let's go through the optimal players at each position. Saturday, October 17th, we are heading into Week 6 fantasy football. Make sure you guys are subscribed, smash a thumbs up, leave some starts and sits questions below. I'll try to get to as many as possible, and make sure you tune in for our Sunday last-minute Q&A, or last-minute news and notes, I should say, and I get to some Q&A in the comments as well. And, of course, before we get into this, guys, manscaped.com, use promo code SHOWERLION. There is a link here below. Manscaped, get your Lawnmower 3.0. It's amazing near the sensitive areas. You're going to love it. Shower Lion at manscaped.com. And, of course, smash thumbs up. And, of course, lastly, Flick Chat. Join the chat below. We're talking during games, guys, right here below. And also my Instagram, put it in my bio, Flick Chat, join fantasy and sports chat, total immersion of sports chat, amazing community we have in there in Flick Chat. There's a link here below as well. All right, optimal players at the quarterback position. Let's roll right to it for Week 6. And now, again, you got to budget properly. Usually with quarterback, I like to anchor my team with a quarterback that I feel is going to put up a lot of points. And Pat Mahomes, $7,800, expensive, but he's got the 4th easiest matchup for his position against Buffalo. I think he's going to have a decent matchup. We saw what Tannehill did last week. I would only assume that he's going to have a good week. Pat Mahomes coming off another good week, 34 points last week. He's a consideration. Now, there is other guys that are expensive on DraftKings, like Lamar Jackson at $7,700, Kyler Murray at $7,300, and Deshaun Watson at 7,000, but they do not have the easiest matchup versus position, okay? Ben Roethlisberger, a little bit better value than him at $6,700 on DraftKings. He is at, he's one of the eighth easiest matchup versus position against Cleveland. I think he has a good week. I think him and Claypool continue to connect. I think that continues. I like him. Matt Ryan, 12th easiest matchup versus position against Minnesota, $6,600. He has not been playing good the past 3 weeks. I'm kind of steering clear of Matt Ryan. Cam Newton had a mediocre week the last week he played, and he had 12 points. Playing Denver, 6 easiest matchup versus position. Pretty easy matchup for Cam Newton. I like him. He's got a high ceiling this week. Gardner Minshew, value play. Kirk Cousins, value play. Daniel Jones, I don't really trust him. He's been mediocre at best, but he is playing Washington. That is another value play, another guy you could consider at the quarterback position. But again, I like to anchor my team with a guy like a Pat Mahomes, a guy that I feel would have a good week. And if you want the biggest bang for buck that could have a good week is Ben Roethlisberger. I also like Cam Newton as a high ceiling guy going into week 6, okay? Running back position, again, I like to anchor my team with a solid running back, at least one of them anyway, that I feel is going to have a good week. And he is expensive, but Zeke Elliott versus Arizona, $8,100. I don't know if I'm going to pay that. I would probably rather have the ceiling of Derrick Henry against Houston at $7,300. I can save myself $800 salary cap and get Derrick Henry, who I think will have an equal to or a better, bigger ceiling game than Ezekiel Elliott. I do like Derrick Henry. I love Alexander Mattison, 14th easiest matchup, arguably 13th to 14th easiest matchup versus position. So he's kind of mid-range against Atlanta. Should run over them. Dalvin Cook being out. Love Madison. Will be starting him on my lineups. And again, it's such an annoying thing when you look at these DraftKings and FanDuels. They know he's going to have a good week. They got him expensive at $7,200. This guy's a value every week. I hate the fact that he's jacked up in price, but I'm still going to pay it. I love Madison this week, a guy that's taken the start. And I told you, Dalvin Cook, man, can't trust him. Do not trust him. James Robinson, another good matchup. Easiest matchup versus position against Detroit. Should run all over them. Had 2 mediocre weeks, 11 points last week, 15 the week before. James Robinson, I like Todd Gurley coming off 2 hot weeks against Minnesota. Todd Gurley should have a good game if they decide to play him. Ronald Jones, I mean, they've been preserving him. It's been crazy. Ronald Jones, second easiest matchup versus position here against Green Bay. Myles Gaskin, all good plays. David Johnson. Now, a lot of people say, Joe, David Johnson's a bust. Listen, David Johnson's been putting up double-digit points consistently throughout the season. Mind you, it's like 11, 12, 13 points in PPR. It doesn't matter. The guy is a good flex play. Every week, you're going to get 12 points out of him as a floor. Looking for that big breakout game of David Johnson. $5,400 on DraftKings. Pretty good value there. And again, you could start Kareem Hunt. He's been pretty solid. He is playing Pittsburgh, so he's going to have a tougher matchup. But somebody's got to run the ball there and catch the ball in the backfield. It's going to be him. Now, David Montgomery, easy matchup versus position against Carolina. 19 points last week, had a mini breakout game. Should be the volume getter. Another guy that you could use as a flex play with some ceiling. And again, if you want to consider DeAndre Swift, had a mini breakout game last week against Jacksonville. He should run over them. Pretty easy matchup. Swift is a guy at running back you can roll the dice with that has a high ceiling that could kind of be a bit of a breakout candidate. But again, very hard to trust Detroit and their running backs. Moving on to wide receiver. Again, smash thumbs up, guys. Make sure you leave your questions below and join that Flick Chat. Flick Chat. It's in my Instagram bio and, of course, linked below. All right, let's keep going. Wide receiver, Hopkins, very expensive. Big week last week, but that was predicated on a big catch in the end zone there. Doesn't matter. Hopkins, going to be a good value. Second easiest matchup versus position, but very expensive, okay? And I didn't mean value. I mean he's going to be good, but he is expensive. Calvin Ridley, easy matchup versus Minnesota. Adam Thielen and Jefferson, both of these guys, good matchup versus Atlanta, but you're going to pay the price for Thielen. If you want a bit more value, you can go Justin Jefferson. And then again, it could be either or. Difference in price in DraftKings, $6,000 for Jefferson. Adam Thielen, $7,300. So it's up to you. It could be the week of the Jefferson again, right? Tyreek Hill, mid-range matchup, but expensive. Will Fuller, $6,800. But do you trust Will Fuller as being the guy? He does have an easy matchup. Julio Jones been banged up. I don't trust him. He's $6,700, but he does have an easy matchup. I'd probably start Ridley over him. Juju, Claypool, and of course Deontay. Deontay coming back. Who's the guy? I'm going to ride the Claypool train, assuming he's going to be the wide receiver 1 now. He is the most talented wide receiver on the team. We're going to have to see how he ends up doing. Juju's been terrible the past 3 weeks, so I don't trust Juju at all. Okay, and he is the most expensive on DraftKings. So I can get Chase Claypool for $5,200. I'm going to ride with him until I think DraftKings and FanDuel are trying to figure out if he is going to be consistent. I'm going to still ride the train and take a wild card on him. Tim Patrick, a huge value play at $4,500. Guys, you may want to consider him. Had a big week when he played last. I think he's going to be consistent. Mind you, I hope Drew Lock is back. It's going to be interesting to see, but I think he's going to be the volume getter there. I mean, you got you got Jerry Jeudy as well, but we still don't know who the main guy is there. And if you want to take a risk, you could go Mecole Hardman here, $4,400, because you never know who's going to be that breakout player for the Chiefs. You could roll the dice and take a gamble. We talked about those GPPs, and it could be one of those guys. Moving on to tight end here, guys. Travis Kelce, a guy, $7,200, very expensive, but has been consistent. George Kittle had a bit of a down week last week, coming off that huge game of 43 points, but he did have an 8-pointer last week, playing the Rams. 13th hardest match versus position, so he's kind of mid-range matchup there, not the easiest. And again, go back and listen to starts and sits, guys. We talk about this. Mark Andrews, easy matchup versus position against Philly, 4th easiest versus tight end. He is actually a smart play this week, $6,500. But again, he's had the weeks where he kind of busted, so you never know. Hawkinson's been safe, posting double-digit points every week, but kind of like a lower floor type guy, 10 points. You know, Hawkinson's kind of that guy, very touchdown dependent, but he does have an easy matchup this week. Eric Ebron, easy matchup, but there's so many wide receivers there with Pittsburgh. Other guys you may want to consider is Evan Ingram, easy matchup versus Washington, but do you trust him getting the ball? He's been safe, 10 points last week. Not really trusting him. And I do like the ceiling of Darren Fells if you want a tight end for a pretty decent value at $3,800, relatively easy matchup. Darren Fells or Atkins could have a good game. Atkins didn't do much last week, but I think Fells could be the guy. You never really know, okay? So that's it, guys. That is the optimal plays. Oh, let's go over defense here. I think the best defense play this week is the Colts versus Cincy. That, to me, is a no-brainer. $4,000 there on DraftKings. Ravens versus Philly, also a smart play, but I'm intrigued by the Colts this week. Rams versus San Fran could also be a consideration as well. And, you could go Washington football team versus the Giants. They've been terrible as well. And the Patriots versus Denver. All good plays at the defense position if you need one for your DFS lineup. So that wraps it up, guys. DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever you are playing, guys, this is going to give you the edge, give you the play. You got to mix and match. You got to be strategical. You got to have some fun. That's what it's all about. So good luck to you guys this week in DFS. Smash thumbs up. Leave your starts and sits questions below. And, of course, join the chat. I'm chatting with you guys during groups. Immerse yourself, guys. Have some fun. Make it a fun experience, okay? I will see you guys in the next video in the Last Minute News and Notes on Sunday. Thanks for being here, guys. I genuinely do appreciate it. And, of course, really, really smash that thumbs up. And, week six is upon us. Good luck in year long as well. I will talk to you guys soon. I'm out.